What's up, 508? Welcome to our first episode of 508 Sports Talk. I'm Jamie Silva.
I'm Andrew Cormier.
So, I want to let you guys know what the show is really about. So, most of you know me from my real estate endeavors, my Whalen City endeavors, but 508 Sports has always been part of my life. So, instead of arguing on group chats, we decided to hit record. 508 Sports Talk is real opinions, no scripts. We're going to talk about the Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox, Patriots, a little bit of soccer, everything. This is episode 1. Let's get to work. So the first thing we want to get into is the Patriots, the season, how it went, how it didn't go, positives, negatives, kind of where are they right now? So first thing I'm going to ask you, Andrew, is where do you think Patriots are as an organization, complete organization right now?
Where they are right now, I think they're in good shape compared to where we were this time last year, right? I
Right.
think this time last year, we are coming off multiple seasons. What was it, like 5 straight seasons of missing the playoffs, or 4
4, I
straight
think.
seasons of missing the
Yeah.
playoffs. We had just fired our head coach after 1 year. We were still trying to figure out if our quarterback was the guy. I mean, there was just a lot missing, and now we're coming off a Super Bowl run. So I think the organization's in great shape. It's just where do they go from here now to continue to take the next step forward?
Right, right. My opinion on where they are right now is 100%. Like what you're saying, better, way better. And I'll always come back to everybody who I've talked to. Mike Vrabel was the move for me. He
Right.
was the move that kind of the Bill Parcells move when they went to Parcells back in the day. It kind of changed the trajectory of this organization. When Kraft bought it, yes, changed it. But once they got Parcells back then, to me, that changed the trajectory of the Patriots. And this is similar, maybe even quicker than that one. I know that one was pretty quick because if you think when
Right.
Parcells came, it was pretty quick to turn around there as well. So definitely on the right path. We'll get into it, I think, of the future in a little bit. I think me and you have a little bit different in opinions there. But let's just keep moving on with some key points from the team. Um we both agree that uh they're on the right trajectory, yes, but where would you put them? Do you put them as like Super Bowl contenders now? They like going into next season, Patriots are Super Bowl contenders.
I don't know if they're by default Super Bowl contenders. I think they have some glaring holes on their offensive line that they were able to get away with this year. That when you look at I think other teams are set up better to make minor tweaks to get them back to the Super Bowl. I think they can get to the AFC Championship game if they make the right moves and then possibly the Super Bowl. But I think in this moment right now, when you look at even their wide receivers still aren't that strong. Do you get another year with Steph Diggs getting 1,000 yards? What does his contract look like? Right now, he has a contract. His cap hit, I think, is like around $20 million. Are you really going to spend $20 million on Steph Diggs? So do you restructure him? If you don't and you release him, well, now you had 1,000-yard receiver that you don't have. That offensive line was atrocious in the postseason. You can't go into next season facing a tougher schedule with that same offensive line. So at this moment, do I think can you say that they have a good chance to get back to the Super Bowl? No. But we have to see where they go in the offseason and have them make the right moves, retain the right players, or acquire the right players.
Right. My opinion is they're not getting 14 wins next year. Um, their schedule, and I always take that strength of schedule thing. Um, I don't want to say lightly because it means something, but I don't think because it goes by the teams this year, and we all know what happens the following year. There's teams that were good that ain't as good, teams that weren't as good. So the strength of schedule changes. They go by this year's. So they definitely going to have a harder schedule. Makes it harder to win. every week,
Right.
consistently, week in, week out. People talk about their easy schedule this year. I don't care. They went out and they beat those teams. You can only play who's on your schedule. I feel the same way. Them getting back to the Super Bowl, a healthier Chiefs team. The Ravens, I know it's all new over there. They still gonna be. I think the Ravens are still gonna be good. The Bills, and I'm just bringing up these teams in the AFC. That Denver, there's always Cincinnati in the background. That offense, if they could figure out some stuff on defense, it's hard. The Chargers.
See, but I don't know if it's so much about the other teams. It's more so about what the Patriots do to improve this team.
Okay.
Right? Because they were ahead
Fair
of
point.
where they expected to be. They didn't expect. There are probably people in that organization to say, "Yeah, we thought if everything went well, we had a chance to get to the Super Bowl." But in all honesty, I don't think they would have
Right.
said, "Hey, in this first year, Mike Vrabel, we expected to get there." Now they got there. Okay, you're ahead of schedule. What are you going to do to improve this team to beat those other teams? Because I think if you look at some of those other teams, even with the Ravens, okay, new head coach, how's that all going to mesh together, right?
Right.
Even with the Bengals, they can't get their defense straightened out, and Trey
I know.
Hendrickson is a free agent.
I know. I know.
The Bills, they have a new head coach, and I don't necessarily think they picked the right guy to be the head coach. So there's every team that people point to in the AFC that'll get in the Patriots' way. I think only get in the Patriots' way if they don't make the changes necessary to improve on their weaknesses. So I think it's more about what the Patriots are willing to do and invest, which really goes back to Robert Kraft. How much is he willing to continue to invest on a year in and year out basis?
Right. Okay. We got to keep moving just to keep the show moving along. That's my job. So remember, people, this is our first episode. It's not going to be perfect. Doing our best here. Don't I say that a lot?
You
We do
say
the
that a
best we
lot.
can do.
You say that a lot.
We do the best we
We
can
do the best we can.
That's for my board members from Wayland
Well,
City.
yeah,
You guys know that.
that should be
Uh,
part of our slogan.
So now let's real quick just ending this Patriots conversation. I know it's short, guys, but we're trying to keep them short, keep them moving on this first episode. I'm asking for a bold prediction. I'll give you mine first. All right. So my bold prediction, and as well as anyone who really knows me, when it comes to Patriots, don't talk shit about the Patriots. It bothers me. It fires me up. I'm not the guy that goes out of my way to talk crap about other people's teams, so I take it to heart when except the Cowboys maybe sometimes.
I mean, there are certain people,
And I'll
certain
admit it.
teams
Right,
that,
right.
no jab just to jab them.
Right. So, my bold prediction for the Patriots next year, step back. Do they have a chance against Buffalo to compete for the AFC East? Yes. I don't think they do it. I think Buffalo wins the East. I think Buffalo will. I ultimately think with Buffalo, they have the best player in the NFL. That's just my opinion. And I think they will be ahead. I think Patriots will fight for that wild card. There's 3 wild cards now. And honestly, if they get to the AFC Championship next year, I don't want to say surprised, I'll be happy with that.
Right.
That's my bold prediction.
I don't know if I have a bold prediction. I guess I'll just say I'm the opposite of you in that aspect. I expect them to get to, or I can see them getting to the AFC Championship game. I think with another year of Drake May getting better and improving, I think that some of the young players like Travion Henderson, Drake May, Will Campbell to an extent will work hard to improve on their weaknesses. So with them getting better, I think helps them get back to the AFC Championship game. Do I necessarily see them making it to the Super Bowl again? No. Can I see them winning the division again? Yes. Again, it's not so much of like being a Patriots fan. It's the Jets aren't going to get in the way. The Dolphins aren't going to get in the way.
Right.
And I think the Bills are going to get in their own way enough where the Pats are going to be able to take the division again.
Okay.
It's just my concern is I don't know if they'll invest enough to bring in the right players to improve this team. And maybe that means moving Will Campbell to guard. Right? There's some people out there who will say, well, after 1 year, you can't just don't make a change like that. Let him try to improve. But at the same time, if you know that you can get a good offensive left tackle, but you know and you have a feeling that Will Campbell will be a good guard, make that move if it makes your team a better move. Don't hurt your team by just trying to keep him at left tackle. I'm worried they won't do the investment multiple years in a row to get this team back to the Super Bowl, but with the young players getting better and the talent that they do have, I can see them getting back to the AFC Championship game.
Okay. And that's our little take on the Patriots so far. All right, now, so you were speaking about investments.
Yep.
New category, thinking about the Celtics. The new ownership group comes in, uh, investing in the team. What do you
Or
think
not
about
investing in the team.
not investing in the team, as you say? What do you think about that part of the Celtics? Real quick, not what I wanted to get to first, but
Yeah.
um,
So I think I don't think investing in the team is a way you would describe this ownership group. I think they came in, they paid their money for their team, they're now the owners of the team, but they're really everything they've done since has been trying to lower how much money they have to pay for this roster. And credit to Brad Stevens, Joe Mazzulla, Jalen Brown, Derek White, and the rest of the guys on the team, where they've actually been able to keep this team, I think, a title contender, and they're number, I think, 2 or 3 in the East right now with the Knicks. It's them, the Knicks, and the Pistons. I don't think they're going to catch the Pistons, but they're actually playing really well with how little investment the ownership group has given to this team.
all right. Well, that leads into my main question and the topic I wanted to bring up is are they still the team to beat in the East? So my take on that whole scenario is um the Knicks. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think the Knicks were going to beat the Celtics last year. I underestimated them, I'll be honest. Um the Pistons, I and Jeff Cabral, I hate to say it. I think they're the toughest team in the league, man. Those Pistons are tough. They play tough. But you add to basically what the Celtics were doing, and you add Big Vooch, and you add Tatum.
hmm
I think they're the best team in the East.
So I still think the Pistons are better. I think as they're constituted, they can beat the Knicks. I think they can beat the Pistons, but the best team in the East, I think, right now is still the Pistons. Do the Celtics have a chance if Tatum comes back? I think so. I think it's going to be interesting to see how much he plays. I've always been a proponent of he doesn't come back. I'd rather him sit out the whole year. They're playing well enough to give us entertaining basketball. They should make a deep playoff run. I'd rather take the long term look at Tatum and say, hey, I'd rather you take a whole year off. Make sure that Achilles is 100% ready to go. Give yourself a full off season where now you're not recovering. Now you're training and getting ready for a full season's work. If he comes back now, I guess there'd be a chance of re-injuring it or tweaking it, or how much is he really going to play? Is he going to be able to find a rhythm after not playing up until now? So I just think this team's playing well enough that I'd want to see how far this team can go, and then have know that there's 100% Tatum for next year.
See, I completely disagree with that, man. Wow.
Yeah,
um Ever since day one, I wanted him to come back. um, Honestly, I just think Tatum to me is a top 5 player in the league. Top 5. Uh, right there. I mean, definitely top 10. Top 5 when he's healthy. Could do so many things, bring so many things to the table. Just he became a perennial all first team NBA guy. You know what I mean? And I know popularity contests in the
right.
NBA.
NBA is a big
It's
part of it.
always. But it takes something to get there too. They don't just give them out
Right.
either, you know. So, and I just think the way the team is, and again, it's that core, and you add a guy like Vooch. I mean, I think that with Tatum back, 100%. With Tatum not here, they don't beat the Knicks. They don't beat the Pistons. Um, who else is over there? I know the
I
Hornets
mean,
have
you have
been good.
Cleveland just acquired
Oh,
James
yes,
Harden,
yes.
but
Oh,
I'm not worried about because James Harden throughout his entire career, even if he has
in
an
the
amazing
playoffs,
season, by the time he gets
yes.
to the playoffs, yeah,
Right.
he turns into something else. But but I don't think if you look at, I don't think the Knicks beat the Celtics pretty handily the last time they played, but for the season as a whole, like even the Celtics last time they played the Pistons, they played them tough. You play a 7-game series. I think they can win a 7-game series. If I had to put my money on it, I'd put the Pistons on beating them. But every other team in the East, with the
And
way the Celtics are
and
playing,
you're talking with or
without
without
Tatum,
Tatum? Without Tatum.
without Tatum, because now that because I like their acquisition of Vucevic because I think he's what this team needs more so than Anthony Simons brought. So Anthony Simons was a guard. He brought a lot of scoring. Okay, fine. But Vucevic gives him the scoring. Plus, he can pass and he can rebound. So he can just do a little bit more for what this team specifically needs. There's less pressure on Luka Garza. There's less pressure on Emias Queta, right? Those guys can come in and do, give their energy and provide their defensive rebounds when they need them. And then you still have, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, Vucevic, Sam Howell. Like you still have guys who
Right.
can score the basket, but
Right.
now you have a guy who can score but also rebound. I think they can beat any team in the East, but again, when it comes back to Tatum, it's like, all right, if they're already number 2 in the East right now, why are we going to risk Tatum pushing it, coming off an injury that typically people don't come back from within 12 months? So yeah, guys can be different. Medical
I mean,
stuff gets better, but I just don't see the risk in just having a competitive season. And if you get to the NBA Finals, who knows what happens at that point?
right. But I mean, at this point with Tatum, it'll be 11 months, right?
He heard it in May.
Really?
Yes, it was the
It was the
playoffs
yeah. Well,
against.
yeah. Right. But I mean, even by the time he comes back, we'll be in March. Well, I mean, he's already practicing now, so it might be a little.
Right.
So, what are you thinking? He's back 9 months, 10 months instead of 12, right? Something to that effect.
Right. But
But
what's the risk of re-injury?
I don't think Tatum comes back. That knowing,
Mhm.
I don't know him personally, but just knowing the type of dude he's been since he came here,
Right.
I don't see him coming back early. Like him not being ready. I think if he comes back right now, it's because he's ready. He's getting whoever's telling him, the people he trusts, I think are ready. And one more thing on this show, we will always get my Portuguese NBA All Stars name correct. All right.
Okay.
His name is Nemias Kata.
Oh boy.
Nemias, we're here for you, buddy.
Oh boy. Sure.
That's our Portuguese guy, man. One
I know.
Portuguese
One
player
Portuguese
ever
guy
in the
in the
NBA, and that's him. And he's doing pretty well. Let's go, Nemias. So again, this is why it's great. We have different opinions on the Tatum thing. I just think about it. You're this on the other side of it where you were. You're second in the East,
Mhm.
and you're getting a Jason Tatum.
But you're thinking you're getting Jason Tatum.
I'll take 70% Jason Tatum.
But I don't even know but you might not even you might get Jason Tatum 7% like healthier effort, but what does that translate to on the court? How many minutes is he playing?
I think you slowly bring him back. I don't even think you necessarily start him when he comes back.
But so
He's already in Maine,
but how
right?
but how does that impact you? If he's having a bad game, right? Say he's not shooting it well, so now you're taking him out. Okay, fine. Now you got to bring another guy in. How does that work with the flow and rhythm that this current team has?
Yeah.
I think they can still win. I love Jason Tatum. I think he can help. But what's the risk? What's the risk reward of having that happen? Right?
Put it in perspective. Okay, you're the Golden State Warriors. You get a chance at the end of the year, whether it's to finish first in the East, any playoff spot.
Yep.
You're Golden State Warriors, and Steph Curry's been out. Are you even thinking about him not coming back? When you get a chance to
But it's not just that he's been out; it's the Achilles injury that he's coming
Granted,
off of.
whatever,
So
he has an Achilles.
yeah,
If it's
if I'm
Steph,
going,
if it's Shea,
yeah,
it,
no, I'm
they're
keeping them
all
out.
trying to get him back,
They're
man.
they're all trying to come back. That doesn't mean that it's the right move, especially for for the Celtics team, with how they purposefully lowered their payroll to get under
Right.
the tax, not even just the tax threshold, or the repeater
They
tax,
actually
but the
did it
tax
all the
threshold at
way.
all.
Yeah.
So if that's how the ownership group is looking at this team, then why are you going to force a top 5 player in the NBA or get him to come back early and possibly, even if it's not an Achilles injury, but he could hurt another part of his body because he's been trying to rehab this one part? Yeah, the doctors will say he's medically cleared. He's going to want to come back. Mazzulla, I mean, all these guys are going to want him to come back. But with the season you're having, and
You
how
gotta,
important he is, I just why risk it?
you
Why
got to
risk
bring him
it?
back.
Why
You got
risk
to.
it?
You get a chance to win. You got a chance to win.
You've already shown you can beat the Knicks. The last time you played the Pistons, you lost by 1 point, right?
Right.
And if you get to the Eastern Conference Finals,
With Tatum.
coming into the season, everyone thought that this team was going to be a play-in team. If you end up the second seed in the East or make it to the Eastern Conference Finals without Jason Tatum, that's going to be a successful year. And now you can ramp up next year and go full bore into another title run.
All right. So, last question about this team:
Mm-hmm.
Are they okay without Jason Tatum? In your opinion, are they finals a bust? Like, if they don't make it to the finals, the season was a bust.
No.
So you don't feel that way, obviously, because of what you just said. You
Yes.
feel like everybody thought they were going to struggle somewhat, and you think they've done better than you thought, and they should have. Basically, I don't know necessarily should have, but
No, they've definitely done better than I thought that they would. I
right,
thought they'd be a 5 or 6 seed at best.
right,
But so now you're a 2 seed. So now, okay, well, let's push it to try to make a title run.
right.
But that doesn't mean I think bringing Tatum back off an Achilles injury that guys typically don't. I don't know exactly how long these guys come back from, but they typically don't come back in less than 12 months. Right. So,
Right, right, right.
at that point, say he came back in May when he got hurt, you're looking at second round in the playoffs. Well, is it that really worth bringing him back for 3 or 4 weeks at that point?
Yeah,
So
I get it. I get it. I get it. Me, I differ. I
Yeah.
think you bring a guy like Tatum back, you could win the championship. If you add him and Vooch to this team that's second in the East, I know Simons was a guy that was starting to really contribute
right.
when they traded him. But I think we talked about this before. A guy like Simons, and you mentioned it somewhat, a guy like Simons, them guards that can handle, that can shoot, are a lot easier to come by than a 7-foot stretch 5. You know what I mean? That
Right.
can do what Vooch does. So to me, it's let's go. I think Tatum comes back, Celtics to make the finals. Now, get off topic. You want to talk financials? You want to talk investments? Our next topic, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Red Sox. Spring training's coming up, and we all notice Andrew's hat. And I bring up his hat for a reason, because when he got here, honestly, I kind of said, "Hey, first podcast, and you're a Red Sox fan, and you're wearing a Dodgers hat," and he said, "There's a reason." So, what's the reason?
So I thought about wearing my Red Sox hat, and then I thought, no, I'm not gonna advertise or give them any play or necessarily show my fandom. Am I still a Red Sox fan? Sure, but the way that this ownership group has run this team, it's just no. And my point to that is that at least the Dodgers are investing in their team. Like they're not caring what people think. They don't care that they just came off a World Series championship. They're saying, hey, we're gonna actually two. They actually went back to back. We're still going to continue to invest in this team. If no one wants to pay Kyle Tucker, okay, hey, we're going to go give you a short-term deal and pay you a ton of money to come play for us because now we're still improving our team and we're making it harder for teams to come beat us. My biggest gripe with baseball, and people can complain about the Dodgers, every other team in Major League Baseball could pay Kyle Tucker. They could pay all these guys that the Dodgers are paying. The owners are refusing to pay, and they're not broke. They're just refusing to do it, right? Like the Red Sox. Everyone got excited last year when they signed Alex Bregman, right? And even Linda Pizzuti posted John Henry, right, in his room with his
Right, with the
cigar,
cigar, I
and
do
it's like, yeah,
remember.
but if you looked at that deal, it was a 1-year deal, which was smart for Bregman because he was injured still, but he showed that he helped bring the Red Sox back to the playoffs, becomes a free agent. And what do the Red Sox do? They play games. They don't want to give him a no trade. They lowball him. And I know agents can play games, but when they say, "Hey, we're really serious. We have a strong offer from the Cubs," and the Red Sox say, "We don't believe you," right? But then they eventually give him an offer, and then they go, "Well, I want a no trade clause." You're not gonna. You just traded Rafael Devers because you picked Alex Bregman, and you're gonna play games over a no trade. Give him the no trade clause and keep him because you just got rid of your all-star third baseman. Um, a- and the whole talk of Sam Kennedy will go on radio shows and like EEI and stuff and say, "Well, we are investing in the team." And he'll point to how much money they're spending. Yeah, you're spending $18.5 million on Masataka Yoshida to be a bench player. You're paying $12.5 million to Patrick Sandoval to not even play because he was
Right.
hurt.
Yeah.
So what? Just because you overpay for less talent doesn't mean that fans should be happy with the fact that you're spending money. If I go spend $50 on a McDonald's burger, but then say I don't want to spend $50 on a T-bone steak, that doesn't mean that I'm okay spending money. That just means I'm an idiot.
Right, right. So that one, I completely agree with you. I'm wearing my Red Sox shirt because I thought, it's spring training's here. Let's throw the Red Sox gear on. Um, I don't know if you remember, but it was on our group chat that we have, one of our group chats we have. As soon as um the the big guys came off the free agent
Yeah.
list. I don't know if you remember what I said on that group chat. You probably don't, but I said, "Go Yankees."
Yeah.
I am now a Yankees fan, which I'm not. I hate the Yankees, but it's just year after year after year. It's just like disheartening, to be honest. Like as a Red Sox fan, we continue to cheer for this team
Yeah.
and see some great stuff last year. The young kids, the pitching, Garrett
Yeah.
Crochet, blah blah blah, bang, doing this, doing that, making playoffs. Okay, oh, all right. Let's bring back Bregman. Let's sign one of these other home run hitters because we got none. All right, Alonso signed in our division. Kyle Schwarber signed. Okay, at least we'll get Bregman and we'll see what happens.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. Bregman. Oh, shit. Bregman went to Chicago. Does this surprise anybody, honestly?
I
It,
mean, not anymore. I mean,
it just doesn't. Now granted, pitching staff, uh, we'll move right on to the next topic I have. Biggest strength on the roster. My opinion right now, it's pitching. And getting that kid Suarez.
Yep.
Was that a makeup for not getting? Because I didn't even see that on the radar. I don't know if you did.
No, it definitely was so the Reds again, this is the Red Sox MO pretty much for this entire ownership group is they don't spend the money and get uncomfortable for players that they need and they should get uncomfortable for. And the second that happens and they realize that there's going to be a PR backlash,
Right.
then they kind of panic and say, well, we do have to spend money. So then they just go find someone to spend money. Now, I like Ranger Suarez as a pitcher, but if you look at how Craig Breslow has tried to reform the minor league system pitching wise and the major leagues for the Red Sox, it's all about, and this is most of baseball, high velocity guys. Ranger Suarez is the exact opposite of that.
Oh, okay.
So he's a guy that'll throw low to mid 90s, right? But he's an old school pitcher in the sense that he pitches, right? He does a good job mixing up his fastball with his off speed stuff, and he really kind of plans his attack for the hitters, and he's real successful at it. He's a perfect example of that. You don't need to throw 100 to be really successful in baseball, which is fine. But you can't tell me, hey, if I have a way of doing business and I have a way I'm going to build my roster, but then I go randomly, then I just out of the blue, like you said, go sign this guy who
Yeah.
is the antithesis of everything I do or my way of thinking.
Why?
Why?
Right? Yeah.
It's because you panicked. You
Yeah.
decided to sign a guy to try and show
Yeah.
your fan base, hey, we're still trying here. But it's beyond frustrating for this ownership group. They're the Red Sox. They're trying to do business like the Milwaukee Brewers, the Tampa Bay Rays. They're trying to do business like those teams. The problem is that they're not as good at getting the younger talent to then supplement their team. They have some good young talent right now,
Right.
but it ebbs and flows. Um,
Yeah, but
so and they honestly, I think this ownership group thinks that they know more than the fan base, and they're in the wrong place for that.
it honestly, to me, first of all, I don't understand why you're trying to be Tampa Bay. Why you're trying to be you're the Boston Red Sox. Your amount of revenue you create, the amount of money that team makes. I mean, it really is, as a Red Sox fan, it really bothers me. You have, okay, and again, this offseason, we all seen it. Yeah, some like good young pitching, it seems like something they
Yep.
haven't had. But now I'm looking at their 5 starters. They don't even have room for all of them. Technically, because of the
mean,
guys you got and
right.
traded for and paid.
Well,
Even the Sandoval guy who's
yeah.
still on the roster, he's looking at their number 6 or something. What do you do with that now?
Right.
It's just constant. And you almost feel bad for a kid like Roman Anthony, because I mean, whatever, you signed the deal. You did. You're going to be making a lot less money than you could. They're going to ride you, buddy, because you're going to be the face.
Well, he basically signed for 2 years of free agency. So
Right,
he had
early. Early.
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
So
I get what you're saying.
So if he didn't sign that deal, he would have hit free agency 2 years earlier. He basically just said, "I'm going to make more money during my 6
Now.
years,
Right.
and then make a little less those first years of free agency, and then we'll see where it goes."
He basically did the conservative thing, saying, "Hey," and even I give him credit. Some of these
Right.
guys don't think like that. What if an injury? What if,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Baseball has guaranteed contracts,
right.
whatever.
It's and I
But that
take
goes
that all
back-
into effect. But when I say I almost feel bad for the kid,
Mhm.
it's because he's gonna be the face. He's gonna be that kid because he's gonna be good.
Right.
My
Yeah.
opinion, and he's just gonna be that guy. They don't have. He's never gonna. I mean, unless he's still gonna be young when the contract's
Right.
done, so he'll make more money. I'm not saying that as long as he stays healthy, but they're never gonna give him a team. I think,
Well,
like to win.
The Red
Like,
Sox are putting a guy like Roman Anthony in a bad spot.
Yes.
Because he doesn't even have, even last year, he got hurt in August. So he's coming up on his first full year in the majors, right? And now everyone's looking at him as like being the main, being like the engine for this Red Sox offense. And, you know, they didn't even do that with Mookie Betts when he first came up, or Xander Bogaerts when he first came up. Like, these guys got a year
Yeah,
of
right,
experience, right? And got a feel for
Yeah.
it before they were really looked at as the go-to person. So now the Red Sox are putting Roman Anthony in that position. What is going to happen May, June, if he hits a slump and the team's losing? There are people going to be calling for his. There are going to be some people calling for his head.
Right,
Oh, this
right.
guy's not the
Yeah.
guy. It's like, no, he's young. It's the baseball season is a long season, and they should have had a Kyle Schwarber or a Pete Alonso to come in to kind of handle that stuff. You can look at different projections for the Red Sox lineup, and if they look at their lineup and they say, "Yep, we're going to be successful enough offensively," and Jarren Duran is your third hitter. That's another thing with me with the Red Sox is they should have traded Jarren Duran 2 years ago. The
I
fact that
know.
this guy's still on this
I
team,
know.
like I'd like Wilson Contreras, but if they are 3-4 hitters, don't expect your offense to be that good. They'll
No.
be average at best.
They're 20 home runs.
So yeah,
They're You know
So
what I mean?
you're
They're
yeah.
they're
They're putting a lot of pressure on their starting pitching because even their bullpen, I don't think they really improved their bullpen too much. They don't really have a good
right.
left-handed
The last
reliever
two,
besides Chapman, and he's your closer.
right.
So
The last two, Whitlock and Chapman, I think are as good as it gets.
yeah,
I'll be
but
honest with you, but
five through
yeah,
five
yeah,
through seven or
I
eight,
get it.
you need a left-handed reliever to get a guy out. They don't have it.
All right. So as you see with this Red Sox thing, we could talk about this for a while. We got a baseball expert here, but we will get more into the Red Sox as these shows come up. Obviously, as the Red Sox season gets rolling. So next section we want to bring in is something that we will try to hit uh with every show, and it just something we're gonna call it quick hits section. All right, so in quick hits, we're gonna pick a few topics random, and we'll just kind of answer them real quick, go through them, give a little opinion on it, and we'll move right through this. Again, we're getting down to the end of our first show. Please, guys, remember this is all new for us. Any comment below, let us know how you think we did, some stuff we could change, hit us up. Anybody wants to come on the show with us, we got plenty of room, guys. We're looking for guests. We will be reaching out to local sports teams, high schools, to coaches to come down, sit with us, talk to us about their leagues, about their teams. We will reach out to the local little leagues for people to come down, talk about signups, stuff like that. So we got a lot of ideas. Hopefully it all works out. So now in this quick hit segment, first thing we're gonna do is keyword best. Best Boston athlete right now. Your opinion. 3, 2, 1,
Yeah.
go.
So I mean, I'm honestly going back and forth. Um, I mean, I know like we briefly talked. I was thinking between like Jason Tatum, obviously Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown are the first two I think that come to mind. Just basketball, and what you need to do to play that sport. The Red Sox, they have some good athletes, but not, I would say, the best. But honestly, because the way he played in the Super Bowl, Christian Gonzalez, I think, would be, I think, the best Boston athlete in this moment. Obviously, Drake May and the things he can do, but I just think where they're at right now, as of today, and you see some of the plays that Gonzalez made in the playoffs, but especially that Super Bowl, I would probably give him best Boston athlete.
All right. Again, the guys that come to mind are the same ones, basically, I would think. I tried kind of going into weird sports as well, thinking them real quick, but there's nobody that these guys are world-class athletes.
Right.
If you're playing in the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, you're the best in the world. So again, Christian Gonzalez, you said it. I went automatically, naturally to Drake May on the Patriots. Um, Jason Tatum, to me, I've always been a Jason Tatum supporter. He's my favorite. I love I really like the kind of person he is,
Right.
honestly. People look at him as a, um, I don't know, like not selfish, but show some arrogance. I love the way Jason Tatum, he just seeing him with his kid. He takes his kid everywhere. Every NBA player knows Jason Tatum's kid. Why?
Right.
He takes that like his kid is his
Oh, he's
life.
everywhere.
You could see it, and I love that. Is he the best Boston athlete right now? The best? There's a name we haven't mentioned. Pasta, bro. David Pasternak and the Bruins. We haven't mentioned the Bruins yet as well. As they come back from
The Olympic.
the break, we'll bring the Bruins. Definitely a big Bruins fans. Uh, growing up, the Bruins were my favorite team.
Oh, really?
When I was a kid, I liked the Bruins more than I liked the Patriots, the Red Sox, Celtics. Bruins were the team, and they never won. It was weird, but they
Yeah,
were I loved it,
they were in a lull.
But honestly, I as much as I think Pasternak has made it to the top of the NHL, I have to say Tatum.
Yeah.
I still Tatum's my best Boston athlete right now. Next one, pretty cool. Time now is your favorite Winter Olympic sport,
Curling.
curling.
Big
Why
curl
doesn't that
big
surprise me?
big curling guy.
It's
I honestly, the only sport that I will search out to see when it's on TV is curling.
curling.
Yeah.
A little thing about curling is I find myself watching it all the time,
Dude, it's
right? Remember like I grew up in New Bedford, North End, and I remember going to the Whaling City Club. I don't know if you know what that is on
no.
Belleville Ave as a kid, and they used to have the shuffleboard.
Okay, yeah,
You know those shuffleboard tables, and it's similar
to curling.
to curling. So it kind of like it is funny. Last night, me and the wife were home, and curling was on, and my wife was like, "Wow, what's the rules?" So I started explaining the rules to my wife, even though I got to be honest,
I'm no expert.
I'm no expert at
No
all.
expert.
I do like curling, but I'm also a big hockey fan.
Yep.
My favorite Olympic sport, as much as is hockey. A big shout out to speed skating.
Okay. Oh, that's intense.
Oh man, I was
Yeah.
watching some of that last night.
I mean,
Wow.
it's not the skeleton.
What do you mean
The skeleton is when they lie down on their stomach head first, and they go down. They're going like 72 miles an hour.
Oh
And they
yes,
just go.
yes,
It's like
yes. Some of that.
the luge is when
Yeah,
you're on your back. It's like the
yeah.
reverse luge. And they just
Yeah.
they kind of go down. They just use your shoulders and your knees
Oh wow.
to
I
like
don't know if I seen that.
subtle movements, and they're just going down this track, and it's just
It's
wild.
it's pretty cool. So I've always loved the biathlon. I think when they have the rifle on their back.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
skiing and
yeah,
then
yeah.
they got to shoot the targets.
Yeah.
Is it biathlon? I
I think
think
it's
it's called something like
I
that.
don't know.
But hockey,
But yeah,
still, winter. I'm a winter Olympics guy rather than summer. I don't know. Personally, I love all the. I love a lot of it. Like I said, the speed skating
yeah.
is crazy. How fast those dudes are going, and women. It's crazy. What's
It's just a precision too when you're
uh,
going around and the lanes you need to take,
yeah,
and there's a lot that goes into it. But
yeah.
I think, and the reason I didn't say hockey for my favorite, I love hockey, but I just think we get hockey all the time,
Right, right. You never
right?
see
So for
curling.
me, it's like
4 years.
right when the Winter Olympics comes
Right,
along,
right.
it's okay. Yeah, like I need to get my curling
Alright,
fix in.
alright, just wanted to get a little Winter Olympics in there for y'all. Why did I say
Y'all,
y'all? Wow.
I don't know.
Weird.
Now we're south of that.
Alright, last one. Quick hit, in season right now, NBA finals. Pick your teams.
I'm real boring with this. I don't see anyone in the East beating the Pistons, and I don't see anyone in the West beating Oklahoma City. I mean, I guess I can see the Spurs beating Oklahoma City, but when you look out west, I don't think Denver has it. And it's really just those. It's really those three teams. I mean, Houston's not going to do it, so I think it comes down to the Spurs versus Oklahoma City, and they've done such a good job retooling that team with all the talent that they have. If they stay healthy, I don't see anyone coming out of the West that beats Oklahoma City. And out of the East, again, the Cavs acquired James Harden, but he always kind of
Yeah.
turtles in the playoffs. The Celtics can put up a fight. I don't know. Again, we don't know the situation with Jason Tatum and if he comes back, how that's all going to look. I think they'll be competitive against the Pistons, but I think in a 7-game series, I think the Pistons take it in 6 or 7. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma City Thunder and the Detroit Pistons.
All right, so I'm gonna go honestly. So, and my cousin George, if you're out there, you could attest to this. Um, I'm gonna go. It was probably a good month ago already, at least. Um, I went on DraftKings and I saw some good odds,
Mm-hmm.
and I picked it then, and I'm pretty confident now on the two teams that I picked. I didn't pick the Pistons. I
Okay.
didn't pick the Thunder,
Okay.
and it's. I'm going with a bet I took. When you bet, it's different because when you're betting, the money you're gonna make on picking Pistons and Thunder, it's not even worth it.
Right.
You know, so you throw 50
They're the
bucks.
favorites. So it's
Right.
not.
So you throw 50 bucks. So I threw 50 bucks a month ago, and the number I was just looking on here just to kind of see where they were both at.
Yeah.
And right now, they're currently both second in each conference. I took the Spurs and the Celtics.
You're really banking on Jason Tatum coming back.
I do. I did then, and I still do. And even adding and I'll go back to it, add in Big Vooch. Even to me, I was thinking the Celtics with Simons, and I was like, I wasn't sure how that was gonna work. Excuse me, work, because now it brings Pritchett back to the not starting. Now you got Simons and Pritchett on that second unit.
Mhm.
Simons ain't right now when he was here, because even at the end, I don't know if you noticed, they brought Pritchett back to the bench and they were
Yep.
starting, and it was working. But when with Tatum back, Simons, I don't want to say irrelevant. He's not irrelevant, but it's not like Vooch with Tatum. You get what I mean?
Right.
So me seeing the Celtics sitting here at 2, getting Tatum back, really, really, like, it makes me feel good about their chances. And on the other end, San Antonio sitting at 2. I know you brought them up, so you have some confidence in them. You know what their record is against OKC this year?
It's pretty good.
Okay, so if you go polar people, most of them are gonna go with your picks. I would say, but I just feel like
Yeah,
Celtics and Spurs, uh, are
the way to go.
a decent pick, I guess.
It's not a bad pick.
So with that, we're gonna be closing the show. Let's just go over some. We hit on the Patriots, Celtics. We hit on the Red Sox. We hit on some closing stuff. Again, Andrew, just say some closing comments to the people about like what you want to do with this show, kind of, and just your idea, and like the idea when we started talking about doing this, and what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would just be my goal would just be a way for us to just kind of talk about our local sports teams, our Boston sports teams, but also kind of eventually mix in, like you said, the local flavor with it, right? The high school sports, the youth athletic sports, and just be an outlet for people to kind of talk about what they do here in the South Coast, right, in the New Bedford area. I think there's a lot of great people who volunteer their time and really dedicate themselves to so that the youth have sports that they can play and learn and get better at. And teach them a lot of stuff. So I really hope that besides just talking about the Boston sports and giving our takes on that, but just be an outlet for people to come in and talk about just some of the great things going on in the sports scene in the 508.
Yes, that's basically it in a nutshell, honestly. We just, it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time. Brought it up to Andrew, and he already had a little bit of experience doing a different type of podcast, but a podcast in itself. So, we've started like slowly doing this today, as you all can see, very simple, very basic. We just wanted to kind of get one out there, show people what we're all about. Um, again, um, Patriots, Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins, and again, we're not limiting it to that. Um, I'd like to say I'm pretty knowledgeable in most sports.
Hmm.
Uh, big European soccer guy, especially Portugal. I know England. I know all them leagues are very popular. I do watch. Um, as much as I hate to admit it lately and whatever, but I've always been a Liverpool fan. Um, I'm a I'm a diehard FC Porto fan. My man
So am
is
I.
too, so viva Porto. But again, we would like to discuss it all. Portuguese soccer, get somebody in here who knows. We do want to keep our stuff relatively tame, if you know what I mean. We will get into some heated discussion sometimes. We want to try to keep the non-explicit as much as we can. Stuff will come out once in a while, but um and again, we really just want listeners. We want people to, if we see that people are listening to us and kind of commenting and showing us love, we'll continue to do these. And we'll try to bring people in. I do real quick want to touch on it. Real important. Real important. Reach out to us, people. Um um I know we're Whaling City guys. We're gonna reach out to the president over there, Dave, see if he wants to come on, talk a little bit about signups, league start dates, all that stuff. SCYAA, if you guys want to come down, talk to us. Dartmouth leagues, Acushnet leagues, high school, Volk, New Bedford High, Stang, all Fairhaven, all the 508, Fall River. We're hoping to kind of just get involved with everyone. Whoever wants to come down, talk about a sport. I don't care what sport it is. Event that with sports. We want to keep it to sports. We will be talking about we'll get into some stuff that ain't so much sports sometimes, but again, I don't know. This is coming from the heart. This is coming from what we love. Sports is huge.
Right.
And, if you can, I know this is the first one, follow us, on whatever social media outlet you
Facebook,
see it,
Instagram, TikTok.
wherever you see us, follow us, give us some feedback, let us know. I know this ain't perfect. Right? I mean,
I don't care
know if
what
there's
people.
anything
I don't care
else
what
you-
people comment. They can make
Right,
fun of
right,
us
and-
or
and-
give their
and-
opinions. I don't care.
Right.
Just follow, like, comment.
Right, and the comments
matter.
and the comments, we'll take them. We'll
Right.
take them. Again, our points that we bring up, our opinions, that's what they are. They're 100% opinions. By no means are we experts, even though I feel like I'm a
We're experts.
I
No,
feel
we're
like I'm a
experts.
sports
100% we're
expert.
experts. Yeah.
And that's it. So thank you for watching us today. This is 508 Sports Talk. You got something to say real quick before we go?
See you next time.
See you next time.